Hey guys, Moldran here, and today I want to talk about Diablo and why I'm not playing it at the moment. Now most of you probably know already I was a big fan of Diablo 1 back in the days, big fan of Diablo 2 back in the days, and when Diablo 3 came out, I also enjoyed the game a lot. Now, I started playing Diablo 3, I started streaming it, making videos about it, and I had a lot of fun doing so, and after 1 year or something, I was like one of the only streamers left who actually still played Diablo, but you know, we had our own community and we had a lot of fun playing the game. And the game got frequent updates at the point. For example, they introduced Paragon levels, Uber bosses, changed legendary items, introduced new legendary items, so Blizzard like kept frequent updates to the game. And then we also did some things that we invented ourselves. For example, a marathon stream to Paragon 100, or a legendary farming competition where instead of 2,000 viewers, we suddenly had 8,000 viewers. And we're, I think, number 2 or something on Twitch. So a lot of people liked to watch Diablo and also like the stuff that I was doing on my Twitch channel. Now then, things changed. Things have changed since then. So, for example, Reaper of Souls expansion came out earlier this year, and while it improved some aspects of the game, if you look at the time after the Reaper of Souls expansion launched, for example, let's say the last 6 or 8 months, pretty much nothing has been added to the game. And if you look in the future, for example, let's say we look in the next 6 months, what's going to happen now? Season 2 is probably going to start in 1 or 2 months, and Blizzard announced at BlizzCon that they have new sets for classes, and that's really cool because for me one reason to play the game is like build diversity. I want to play new builds, and for example there's this Whirlwind buff set coming out, but what's the problem with that? Now Blizzard said those sets won't even make it to next season. So those new sets, they won't even make it to the next season that's supposed to start somewhere in 1 or 2 months or whatever, and that's really bad. Now what are we gonna get in the next season? We're gonna get on the next patch 5 new legendary items, and some of the old legendaries are gonna be changed a bit and be added a few new stats. That's all. That is all there is to it. No new sets, no new 100 legendary items, nothing. And if that's all Blizzard can do right now for the game, I am not impressed. Now Blizzard has been should be incredibly thankful that there is like still such a passionate Diablo community that still keeps playing the game, even though it barely gets updated, and sticks to the game and posts in forums, ideas, sharing. There's like a very active Diablo community, and but it seems that Blizzard doesn't care enough about them for some reason. Now, for example, if you take a look at the other games that they have, for example, let's say Hearthstone received Naxxrama's expansion, received constant card updates, have a lot of tournaments, even a BlizzCon tournament, same with World of Warcraft. But what about Diablo? I purchased the virtual ticket for BlizzCon to like see some new Diablo news. And what did I get? In the main announcement of BlizzCon, the first 1 or 2 hours where they present all the cool news, Diablo wasn't mentioned a single time. It was all about the other games and franchises. Even though, like as I said before, there's such a passionate Diablo community and a lot of people enjoy the game and would like to see updates to the game, but it was simply ignored at BlizzCon. There's nothing we can really look forward to except the few things they announced in the side panel with the new sets and so on. And to me, as a big fan of the Diablo franchise, that really hurt myself a bit because, as I said, like there is a passionate Diablo community that realizes like that the game has so much potential. I mean, look, the gameplay engine is so good. It's probably better than anything out there, even compared to other action RPGs. The classes are cool, the skills are cool, slaying monsters is fun, and playing Diablo itself is also fun. But the thing is, there just isn't enough content being produced. There just aren't enough updates, and the gameplay engine and everything like that Diablo has isn't being used. And people kept saying since like 2 years, the game has so much potential, the game has so much potential. And while I agree that the game has so much potential, I'm done saying that. I'm done like keeping playing the game just because I know it has a lot of potential. Because the potential just isn't getting used or isn't, I don't know, being taken advantage of. Like those small minor updates every now and then, it seems like Blizzard's just doing whatever they can. Like to me, I have the impression, like I'm probably maybe one of the only persons who think like that, but I have the impression that Blizzard like sold a lot of Diablo 3 copies, and then with Reaper of Souls they sold a lot of Reaper of Souls copies, and now they think like, okay, we already made our money with that, let's focus on other games instead. Let's just do like the barely minimum effort to keep the Diablo name alive, to keep the community just a bit alive. Let's add in like 5 new legendary items there, and they're gonna shut up and keep playing until the next expansion comes out. And that's just my own impression that I have right now, and it sounds really harsh and really critical, but if I look at the game, the updates, and that they can't even like introduce those new sets that are supposed to make new builds work, like Whirlwind buffs or whatever for other classes, if they can't even introduce this to Season 2, then I don't even know what's gonna happen with the future of the game now. What are my plans for Diablo? I'm certainly gonna play it again, but the thing is, what's the incentive of playing, for example, next season? Now, when next season launches, I'm probably gonna do a marathon stream again because they are a lot of fun. So I'm probably gonna do something where I start with Diablo 1, change into Diablo 2, and then play Diablo 3. But pretty much all that I think I'm gonna do in Diablo 3 is play a level 70 character, or play a character from level 1 to 70 in the new season on hardcore because that's more fun. Just to get the transmogrification. And once I have this, that's it. There is no further incentive to keep playing the game because there's pretty much nothing new since the last few months that we've been playing. And if that's all me as a big Diablo fan is able to do right now, then I don't even know. Like, I think Blizzard should really care more about Diablo, should make more updates like they used to do in the past. I mean, last year or something, they had some decent updates always. Like even things like Uber bosses or Paragon levels and whatever else they introduced, those were all things that always got players back to the game. Like Diablo used to be a game where, for example, some people quit it for a bit, but then they always came back. But right now, I think there's getting less and less incentive to actually come back when something happens. Because in Season 2, as I said, the only thing that actually is an incentive for Season 2 is the transmogrification that you get with level 70, and then that's it. Now, there's still going to be like a lot of people who enjoy the game a lot, but those people, even those people, probably just going to play Season for the transmogrification, then play on the main characters again, because there's no real incentive to gear up everything again. And those are just my thoughts about Diablo right now. As I said before, they're pretty critical and harsh, but I still believe in the game. I still did not give up on it. I still think there is a chance that the game is going to be sick in the future, especially after what I've seen with everything like arena PvP about what's possible that I also showed in one of my last videos. But for now, like, we really have to maybe show Blizzard that they should spend more effort into Diablo, produce more content, because there are great people working on the game. It just seems like Diablo doesn't have like it's not standing in Blizzard's priority list where it should be standing. Like, I think Diablo shouldn't be like the thing on the bottom that, okay, once everything else is done, once we have the Hearthstone expansion, once we have WoW and stuff, once everything else that brings us money, we're gonna care about Diablo. We're gonna care about Diablo when the next expansion is about to come out. Then we're gonna advertise it again, then we're gonna produce content again, but until then, we just keep it low. I think Diablo should be taken seriously and should be up to the other franchises, and also get frequent updates, get frequent content additions, and actually keep the game alive, like by creating good content and creating new content, rather than just like having the name Diablo that's so popular from the Diablo 1 and 2 games as well. Those were my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about Diablo. Maybe I'm pretty sure like a lot of you still enjoy it, but if you look in the future, like, is that what they are doing right now really going to be enough? We'll see. I really hope that maybe they change their point of view and introduce those new sets in the next season, because then even people like me would have like a much bigger incentive to start playing the game again and play those new sets on different characters, because that would be, for me personally, a big reason to play the game. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back.